Hey there, this is Amanda with Hookham Homestead, and today I am going to talk about how we turn all of this stuff into the weekly plan, which hopefully is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to turn the camera around, kind of show you how I do this, and walk you through a week of how I plan our school coming up. All right, let's jump into it. Okay, so I'm going to try holding this and doing this all together. But anyways, we're going to hop in. So day one is going to be Monday. And it is going to be 8/3 is our first day. So I see here I have Bible Old Testament, and that is a 15-minute block, if you can see there. So I write 15 here instead of a time, but you could just write 8:15 because the likelihood we're going to start at 8 is about 0%. So not because this was set up by somebody else and they started at 8. We usually start around 9:30. So anyways, so now I'm going to take this first one of Old Testament and Joshua 1 through 18. So then I just come over here, Joshua 1 through 18. And since that's for both girls, I kind of write it across. And then we have math, which is, so this is 20 here and 30 here. So I will write 20/30. And I know that this is my girls on here. And because math is one that we just start on the next thing, that's easy enough there. Then I have writing here is 10 minutes. And so this is just writing for my Form 1. So there is nothing special there. We are going to be practicing letter formation still. And so that math is going to continue down through here. Then we have history together, which is 10, 20 minutes for that child and 30, I believe, for her. And so we will have, if I come over here then, history is up at the top. And our history is America First, chapter 51. So I'm going to write America First, chapter 51. Okay, hopefully this is making sense, right? And then reading, I have 10 minutes of reading with my youngest. And then we have 10 minutes of our Spanish song, which I can look in here and see which Spanish song we're going to be working on. And then I have a 15-minute play break for that child. And this is 30 minutes, I believe. 15 and 15. Okay, so 15 and 15 is her Heroes of Asgard. And so then I just come over to literature, and that's pages 1 through 6 is what I'm doing there. So pages 1 through 6, and that is going to go down there. And this is a play break, and then brush drying. And so things that I don't have a specific thing picked out, or they're just doing the next thing, just get set in there like that. Okay. And then we have tales instead of fables on this day. Tales. And I have a play break here. That is a 10-minute play break and a 10-minute writing. So this would be copy work. And then this, actually I'm probably going to write that copy work so I'm not confused between if it's copy work or dictation. And then tales here, I actually have on other daughter's page, because hers is where that would be. So why the sea is versus the other one is her fable. So this is why the sea. Okay. And then we have music appreciation. So I'm gonna, sorry, hopping all around here. Back and forth, back and forth. So it's easier to do when you don't have a camera in your hand, obviously. So that's Chopin's bio. So Chopin bio. And that is 10 minutes. And then I have poetry is a 5-minute. So poetry and 5 minutes. And I will probably end up picking whose poetry we're going to do that day. So this might be my form 1, and then the other one might be my, I have not figured out exactly how I'm doing poetry. If I'm really going to make them separate who they're doing for poetry, I guess I probably should, because my youngest is doing poetry that my form 2 has already done. And then I have solfa. And we have on here just singing family. Okay, I didn't record where we left off on singing family. I just know that that is our one that we're doing. So that's like 10 minutes there. And then I have last is dictation. And that is 10, 20 minutes. So then this is how I go about, and then I will do Tuesday through Friday, and this whole sheet will get written into here. So I will show you what that looks like when I'm done. Okay, so this is it. So as you can see, I have a little bit of goof in here as I'm working some of these through. Some of them I don't have the proper spacing because of the differences in their schedules, but next time I'll have it down. So anyways, so just come in and write all the information I might need, so I don't have to always refer to my other sheet, but I can just go through this. And as we go, I will write the dates up here, and that will help keep track of our attendance as well. And then on this last one, this is our extra stuff. This is the stuff we need to be doing in the afternoons or whatever, but it's on my sheet to help me remember. So I'd like to do Trial and Triumph this year. Okay, so this is it. So as you can see, have all the stuff filled in, all the random information I'm going to need about each book or whatever. And then I have left these blank, so I have week 1, but I've left these blank intentionally so that when I say, okay, yes, we've done Monday, this date, and then we'll write in the date that we're actually saying down to do school, as it can shift and change sometimes. And then I have our extra stuff here, which is the stuff that is not morning lessons, but is afternoon occupations or Sunday stuff. So Trial and Triumph, our object lesson we usually watch during lunch one day. Our nature walk is an afternoon, nature notebook's an afternoon. My oldest, her paintings, and then a couple games that we had, and then my oldest handicraft work in the afternoons, and my youngest has one afternoon handicraft. So these are all the different things, but that is how I transfer this all down. And then as we go through, I set my timer for this. Now I'm going to probably have to work into 2 timers, or when it's a space like this, I will tell my oldest, okay, you're going to keep working now until you hear the next timer go off, and then we'll join back together for a reading, and just kind of direct that as we go. So we'll see how it works with 1 timer. If we need to get a second one, we will. But anyways, so that is a full layout written out and ready to go for the first week of school.